Somewhere in Nigeria, nestled within the fields and hills of Reme in Balanga, in what is now Gombe State, Nigeria, a young shepherd boy tended his family's flock with a heart full of wonder. This was Bakari Ibrahim Bunga, a child of the land, born to royalty and raised in the embrace of a strong Islamic faith.
From age 6, you started dealing with animals, going out either as a goat herder or you take care of the sheep. And I did both, and I graduated to taking care of cows.
From the village of Reme, Bakari grew up in a Muslim family, both proud and deeply rooted in tradition. His days were spent with cattle, sheep, and goats, tending to them under the vast fields and hills.
Growing up, early in the morning, the first thing you make fire for the animals. You try to check how they've spent the night. If there are ticks, you try to remove the ticks from the animals so that they are good. Those that needed vaccination, you call for the vet doctor, who is very far from us. Then we have to send somebody to talk to them. And then they will come and do the vaccination of our animals, both the sheep, the goats, and the cows at the same time. So that was it. And we do the milking of the cows in the morning. And then after the milking, you go out to what we call beta. Beta is a kind of like you're taking the cow for their own breakfast. And they go and graze a little bit, and then you come back again with the cows, and they settle down, and you go and take your lunch. It's kind of like a brunch kind of thing that you take it, and then off you are ready to go for pasturing with the cows. And just one call to the head cow, all of them will follow me to wherever, even just speaking. Just calling the names of the leading cows, they will follow me to the places where I'll be taking them for pasture.
These quiet, formative years will plant the seeds of resilience, humility, and hard work in young Bakari, a training ground that will one day prepare him for greater responsibilities.
During harvest period, we move from one village to another so that our cows can feed very well. And it is at that period also that you have a lot of cows giving birth, sometimes goats too, giving birth at a certain period, a lot of them giving birth at a certain period of the year. So that has been my life. I was more connected with nature. I've seen a lot of hazardous things, snakes, pythons in the bush, and so on. And growing up, I grew up, because we're at the foot of the mountain, some of the caves have hyenas at that time. So the hyenas will come like in the night, trying to attack our goats, or even the calves, because they can easily be a prey to hyenas. So you have to struggle in the night to keep hyenas away from your animals.
In a remarkable twist of grace, Bakari was drawn into a new path, a path of redemption and unshakable faith. He discovered salvation in Jesus Christ and found a new calling.
My ambition was to become an Islamic judge. And I was preparing myself through all that to become it. I will come back like in the evening, read our Quranic verses. My uncle, Mala Abdul Qadir, was our Quranic teacher. And we come back, we make fire in the night, and then he will teach us. We'll be chanting and reciting the Quranic verses as usual. And I thought, okay, I have made it. But what? guess what? After going through the school, I couldn't get admission. So I went to this school in a certain village, and that village is predominantly Christians and pagans. There were no Muslims in that village. And it was in that village that I didn't know, I hated the people because they were unbelievers. And I was trying to protect myself from eating from their house, even drinking their water, because I know that the Christians eat pork and drink wine and the rest of the things that are forbidden for me in my faith. So I will always stay in one corner. And a certain tree, they even named the tree after me, because every time you are looking for me, you will find me there. But you know, I experienced something in that village. They loved me. Even the pastor visited me. I couldn't imagine that a small boy like me, a pastor, can come and visit me. And I have a friend who is gone to be with the Lord. He passed away, and his name was Kephas. It was Kephas who came and shared the gospel with me, and I didn't believe him. For me, I'm used to my normal prayers, my giving zakat, doing good, so that someday, somewhere, God will be favorable to me on the day of judgment or the hereafter. I may probably gain Jannah. That is paradise. But in the Christian faith, no. It is by grace. It is not by works. It is not by works of any righteous person. It's a gift that Christ has done for you on the cross of Calvary. Because I was afraid of going to hell, and I had no way of escape, and I had no way of knowing for sure that I will go to Jannah, I found the solution in the Christian faith, where they told me that Christ is the way, the truth, and the life, and that salvation is by grace, not by works. And that the Holy Spirit took that message into my heart. And gradually, I came to know the Lord as my Lord and personal Savior. I went out there and I said to God, I am tired of this life. If you are there in heaven, God, if you are there in heaven, and if you are the God that Kephas talked about you, please help me. I didn't even know how to pray, pray the Christian way. So, but you know, right from there, I saw like a thick cloud of darkness covered me. And after the darkness, I began to cry. After the weeping, there was a joy in my heart, a joy unspeakable, a joy that I have not known before. The assurance of the presence of God was with me.
Bakari's journey as a shepherd boy was more than just a humble beginning. It was a preparation for a far greater mission. From his early days of caring for livestock, he learned patience, devotion, and the responsibility of guiding those under his care. These same qualities became the foundation of his work with his beloved wife Lami as they helped to start the EMS Children School in Jos.
When I went to the home of the missionary was not there. The wife was not there, but the children. So when I asked the children, why are you staying at home? You don't go to school. They said, the school is very far away, and their father has, but only a bicycle. Look at these young girls, matured, go to school, but they are staying at home. So when I came back, I told my management, I said, this is what I heard, I saw in Katsina. We just have to do something.
There was an effort to start the EMS Children School. Because every year, we have missionaries that leave the mission field. And I also did the survey. Because I've been in the field, I know that every year we have like 20, 25, 30 missionaries. They will leave the mission field, the attrition. And the reason was our children cannot go to school. And so we have no future for our children, and we cannot remain this way. So it was a big problem to EMS. So EMS thought of, okay, let's start a school to remedy this situation.
With love and dedication of shepherds, they cared for each child, training and inspiring them to believe in themselves and pursue their dreams. Through their guidance, the children of EMS missionaries received more than just an education. They gained hope and the tools to reach their potential.
As a pioneer set, I was brought in from the village. In fact, when Reverend Dr. Bakari went to pick me from there at one of the mission stations called Langa, we were not home. I went to look after the sheep, particularly goats of my parent as well. So he has to wait. He insisted, my parent wanted him to carry my brother. He said my brother is too big. So he really waited until when I came back in the evening with the sheep, and he was so happy. In fact, he helped me tie some of the sheep to their pens.
My father was an EMS missionary working in a remote area in Bauchi State, one village called Dalam. And that village happened to be very, very far without any school close by. We have to trek and go to a school, trek like 2 hours journey before going to the school on foot. And when going there, no teacher, and the school is all Muslims that were there. I had 2 younger brothers, and me making 3 of us intends to come. But my father intended my younger brother to be the one, because of the knowledge they had that a boy child would take care of the parents. They decided to keep me at home. But glory be to God, to Reverend Dr. Bakari and his family. He now asked my father, who is the elder among them? He told them that it is Abigail. He now said, bring her, leave the younger ones at home. And I was the one chosen to come for the school.
I was one of the first set of EMS Children School just. How I came to EMS Children School just, it all started when my dad was transferred to a mission field. In that school, in that mission field, we don't have teachers that will teach you any formal education. The only teacher that usually goes there is the Arabic teacher. So whatever he teaches is just about the religion. That's the Islamic religion. So there was need for me to go and learn how to read and write. So my dad contacted the then EMS coordinator, Reverend Boy. I got selected, and from there I came to Jos, and we were the first set that started the school.
I came to EMS Children School in the year 2000. Actually, my sister was supposed to get admission into the school, but very unfortunate for her, there were not forms for her that time. So it was a privilege for me to get it. That was after her own demand to get the school.
I had to be in the farm to prevent monkeys from coming to destroy my father's crops. That I can remember so clearly because I did it for years. I had to stay back and chase monkeys away from my father's farm so that they could not destroy his crops. And that was how my life was for all this time. And then someday, someone from the city came to the village. He came to Kayori, and they had some discussions with my father, And that person I later came to understand was none other than Reverend James Saleh, who is currently my boss here at the EMS Prayer and Promotions Unit.
I happened to come to EMS Children School and meet Daddy Bakari through my father, who was introduced to the EMS Children School through the EMS coordinators. Then they encouraged him to send any of his child that is available. So I was opportune to be part of those who were sent. So I came to Jos with my father, and I happened to meet Daddy Bakari and his wife, Lami.
Bakari's journey from shepherd to servant leader transformed not only his own life, but the lives of countless others.
Living with animals have given me a sense of caring for others. So when I came into the EMS Children School, it was easier for us to wake up and make fire. It was easier for us to wake up in the morning to look for food that will, just like we do with the animals. It was easier for us to check how they are doing health-wise. It was easier for us to also be patient with some of them that are coming from real rural areas. And so the way you will also gather the cows, you make sure that the younger ones, you separate them and so on. We applied the same thing. Even the children, we group them. The older ones are able to help the younger ones. Even in times of bathing, the older ones help the younger ones. In terms of doing their laundry, the older ones help the younger ones. The girls also do the same with them. And sometimes we have to go in to help them take their showers. Those that are not able to do it, we have to do that.
To know Bakari is to experience a life committed to something greater, a life devoted to the well-being of others. Bakari's story, alongside his faithful wife Lami, is one of transformation, a testament to the power of humble beginnings, and a life dedicated to uplifting others. The children they nurtured have become leaders, change makers, and shining examples of the impact of faith and perseverance.
I remember sometimes back when everybody vacated for holiday, I was the only person left and a few students in the hostel. You know, somehow we have up bunks. I trying to climb the up bunk, mistakenly the ladder slipped off, and then I fell down and I broke my the spot is right here. I broke it. I was rushed to Jankwano. I could see the motherly care from our mommy and daddy. It was in the middle of the night, but yet they were able to drive, you know, from Faringada down to Jankwano, and I was taking proper care of that. So personally, I have enjoyed their love till date.
While we were in the EMS Children School, after these evening devotions, each of us, all of us, whoever wanted to, will come and kiss Mummy Bakari on the cheek and say good night. That was something that many of us did not experience, even with our own parents. So I keep emphasizing that the love and care that Mommy and Daddy Bakari gave to us was something that even our parents did not give us. Not because our parents did not love us, but because maybe they didn't know any better at that time. So Mommy will come and kiss each one of us. And remember that during that time, there was no, I can say for certain that we only brushed once in a day, and that some of us didn't even brush their teeth in the morning. But that's how, with our foul-smelling mouths, all of us will go and give Mommy a kiss, a good night kiss. And what's the implication of that? That particular event made us feel loved, made us it gave us a sense of belonging. It gave us a sense that we had a mother apart from our biological mothers.
I remember there was a time we were praying for some amount of money to be provided so that sugar will be bought for the school. And normally we usually have morning devotion in the morning and then night devotion. So that request was our request for that morning devotion. We prayed that day and God miraculously provided the money through someone who came and he gave some amount for the sugar, and sugar was bought for the school, and we enjoyed breakfast with sugar. Another moment of joy that I still remember is that I remember then Mommy and Daddy Bakari will take us to the mountain for hiking every Saturday, and we usually look onto it every weekend. So when we go there, we usually have memory verse. Sometimes we sing, sometimes we have memory verse competition. I remember those times.
I really learned a lot from them. And through their lifestyle, their mentorship, advice, words of encouragement, I really strive to not to give up, but to have a hope of a better tomorrow.
The children also were very helpful. They prayed, they fasted. As young as they were, there were children that were praying and fasting for the needs of the hostel. We will pray with them, they will break their fast. And some of them are able to fast like morning to 12. And some of them will even fast to the evening. That was the sacrifice that the children, the early EMS children made for the school. What we have now is as the result of the prayers of the past EMS children.
There was another strong moment where we prayed. We were seeking for a land where our permanent site will be built on. I think the case of that temporary site where we were came up. So there was need, and we were told daily in our devotion to pray. This is the issue. Prayer requests were being given and we took it upon ourselves. Then one of us, who is Mr. Habila Bature right now, while praying, we declared a prayer and fasting. At the end of the day, Mommy asked us to, be quiet. I learned that one from her. As you pray, you learn to be quiet, to listen to the voice of God as He speaks back to the responses of the prayers.
A child by the name of Abila Bature told us that God told him that God is going to provide the money. And I was like crazy. This boy didn't know what the money was. And at that time, we were looking for a certain amount of money, 5 million. And when we said, and we needed to give a down payment, like 400,000. And there was nowhere. The children kept praying, and I went to different places.
And we were praying, but we didn't have the money. The land was up for sale, but we didn't have the money. So we began to pray. And that day, God spoke to me. I had a voice in my head tell me that in 2 weeks' time, we were going to have the money that we needed to buy that piece of land. And after our prayer, I told Mommy about it. I told Mommy that God had told me that within 2 weeks, we are going to have the money that we needed to buy that piece of land. And lo and behold, it was not a gimmick or anything. It was actually God who spoke to me, because within that 2 weeks, God raised people to donate the money that we needed to purchase that piece of land. And that piece of land was purchased, and that piece of land has become very instrumental to making the EMS Children School Jos what it is today, because after that piece of land was purchased, structures were built, and the school moved to the permanent site. And if you go there today, you see a lot of structures. The school has a very big piece of land, and God just did it, and we were able to acquire that land.
I want to thank God for the role my wife, Lami, played in the hostel. She was always there 24/7. There are times I travel out to look for support. She will always be there. There are times the child is sick. She will back the child because we don't have a vehicle, and carry the child until we go to the main road, because before you could get a vehicle that will take the child to Jankwano. There was even a time she collapsed with a child at where you have the ACE now, inside seminary, because the child was big for her. She collapsed. People have to come to her, help her. There was no vehicle. And all of these things we went through. And she was instrumental in teaching songs and other things at that time, memory verses and so on. Teaching the children when one of the teachers is not around, they are sick or something happened, she have to go into the class to teach.
There are a lot of other things that I feel is very interesting to share, particularly, who I am today is from these two key mentors, Daddy Bakari and his wife Lami. They are really very disciplined. They loved to train children. They like people to keep time. And I remember times that I was punished because of being indecent and stubborn. It was a lesson that I learned, and I can tell you that with those lessons, God helped me to keep those in mind. And today I am what I am because of what they have taught me, definitely.
There was an incident that also happened. I was sent away from school while I was in school in Messiah College because of some tuition fee. I couldn't raise the money. I know if I go home, there was no money. So I came back and I spent the night there with them. But it was on Wednesday. Mommy said, let's go to prayer meeting. And I was just trying to drag my feet. But because of the lessons we got from the EMS Children School, I still went ahead. We went to the prayer meeting. It was from that prayer meeting. I didn't say anything to God, but she stood up and gave the request. Here is our son. But do you know what? God opened doors right there. I got excess of the tuition fee.
I could remember something that at one point in time, Mommy Bakari said, it's not too late for you guys to start praying for your life partners. So you can start praying for the kind of man you want to marry and the kind of person, how you want him to look, his age, his color, and so on. It's never too late. So I remember that time I made a prayer that I forgot about it, not until when I got married. I now began to think back what happened and the advice Mommy gave to us to stick to God and then to pray for our life partners. And exactly what I prayed for at that time came to pass. So they have really been a blessing in my life and to other colleagues of mine as well at that time.
If it was not for the impact that the Bakaris had on us, me particularly, my life, my story would have been different. My story would have not been as good as it is today. If you look at the indices, if you look at where I was before I came to the school, where my situation, my village in the corner and everything, my progress is tied with the role that the Bakaris played in my life and in the life of so many EMS children, children of missionaries. A lot of us have made significant progress in our lives.
The life of Daddy Bakari has influenced me in a way that he is a person that believes in prayer and have faith. So with his faith, he taught us in the school as students to always trust God in every situation. So with that, I grew up with that in my mind. every time I have a problem or I face a situation that is not that comfortable for me, I usually just pray and trust God.
I feel fulfilled that being there has helped us to keep some missionaries in the field. Some would have left EMS many years ago, but because just one child of his was picked, they remain in the field. And today most of those fields are LCBs. They have become churches. We would have lost that opportunity of their expertise in those fields where they did a lot of sacrifice. Through them, we have churches that sprang up in different places because of just taking a child from them. We also feel fulfilled that when you see God using these children in various ways, and you say, God, there is nothing I can do to just thank you for the privilege of being part of what you have done in their lives. I take, for example, Samson, who is now in JETS studying for his master's, PhD. Samson studying for his PhD. He was one of the vulnerable child. He was sick. In fact, when his parents were being taken to the mission field, they gave birth to Samson inside the truck on their way to Boko land, bordering Benin Republic. They gave birth to him there. And when Samson came, he was fragile. You know, I remember the first time he came, he has not slept on a mattress. So he saw the mattress he was sleeping on. It looks like bread. So he was pinching it to eat. And the others run and say, hey, daddy, daddy, oh, mommy, mommy, Samson is eating his mattress. But you need to see God transforming, and that today Samson has become a teacher. He has impacted others. He has taught in the seminary, and he's still impacting people. And then you have him now doing his PhD. That is the grace of God. You have people like Habila today coming back to become the office where I used to be before prayer promotion, to work in the EMS, coming back to teach other people at the EMS Children School. When you have people like who is there in the computer lab now, whose parents from Yobe are need to see him become a computer wizard. He's able to assemble, repair, and teach children computer, coming from that background, and the list goes on. Not only here, but even in other places. One of them is in Canada currently, you know, and we picked him. You know what? He was from Boko, and Boko is from Benin Republic, in Segona area, not even in Nigeria. But today, he is not only, you know, been able to do his studies, he is in Canada right now with his family. And so you can go on. Some of them have become missionaries today, serving in the field. Some of them are the ones teaching in our mission station schools. Some of them have become headmasters in the school. Some are still teaching in our various schools, taking responsibility in different places. Girls that have been despised before have turned out to be instruments in the hands of God, whether in the women fellowship, wherever they are working, and so on and so forth. I think of people like Abigail, whose father brought this younger brother, a small boy, and he thought, this is a woman, she will amount to nothing. I don't want to bring her to school. And we insisted, we said, look, if you are not going to bring your daughter, we will not admit the boy. And he went back and brought Abigail, and we admitted Abigail. Abigail was about like 15 years, has not gone to primary school. Today, Abigail is teaching in one of the schools. She went to teach in one of the mission station schools, and now she's in Kupana. So you can see, you see all of these things, the list goes on from one area of the other. One of them graduated at a pharmacist. You know, there was a time I traveled, my vehicle broke down. And I came to see one of my spiritual mothers. I didn't know that he was working there. He took over, fixed the vehicle, and made sure that we were comfortable. And today he's a pharmacist, and the list goes on and on and on, what God is doing. So we just want to say that gladdens our heart that we are part of the puzzle, that in our own small way, we have contributed to making a difference in their lives and to the EMS as a ministry and as a family.
Bakari Ibrahim Bunga was not only a shepherd boy, he is a humble general, a true servant of God, and a beacon of hope whose legacy will continue to inspire generations yet unborn. The Shepherd Boy has become a shepherd of souls, a beacon of inspiration.